Capricorn, and welcome to your November 2018 love reading. So I'm just shuffling the cards. I've already done your general reading, and if you want a personal reading with me, the information is in the about section. So the central issue for you and your relationships is the Page of Wands. So for anyone, the Page of Wands speaks of quite a strong attraction to someone, okay? For some of you might have more than one choice, because behind the Page of Wands lies a very fruitful tree, okay? But there's one person who's sticking out, basically, okay? She could be an earth sign, because the Page of Wands is walking straight to the Queen of Pentacles, or sort of earth in their chart, sun, moon, ascendant generally. Okay, but quite a lot of Pentacles cards, which means that you're turning, a lot of your focus is going into how do I live, how do I organise the earthy parts of my life. It's funny, you're my very similar reading. Aquarius got quite a lot of these similar cards, by the way. And it's classic Venus retrograde, where everyone's reorganising their pentacle life to try and get a life that has more meaning for them, with Venus and Scorpio. Because Scorpio is the bottom line, what our soul really craves, okay? So the Page of Wands is a central issue clarified with the Queen of Wands. There is a very strong attraction towards someone here. I'm not even reading this as an element. I don't tend to believe in that. The Wands are more about physical attraction. The Pentacles much more sensual, much more earthy. So, and basically most of us experience sexual attraction towards people, and I'm doing a love reading. So someone is speaking really loudly to you, Capricorn, basically. Now what lies behind you is the Wheel of Fortune. There's a sense of the Wheel of Fortune that there's a sort of destined meeting, okay? The rule of thumb is a karmic relationship is people we go and search for. Something which is much more about spirituality just arrives. We don't have to search for it. 1 minute we just open our door, or they're there and they turn up in our lives. So we don't tend to search for these people, they just arrive. So that's sort of what the Wheel of Fortune is about in a love reading. You then move to the Queen of Pentacles. Now I cannot help getting a feeling, because of these other cards, that a lot of your energy is going into how do I make, how do I make a living? How do I live my best soul purpose here? Because the Queen of Pentacles is a really dignified, boundaried queen, okay? She owns her own energy, by the way, sort of master of herself. She has these boundaries. And there's a lot of Pentacle energy here, which means you're focused on creating something. But there's definitely a love here, because the Empress has showed up here. The Empress is the tangible, earthy part of love. So touch, spending time together. It's not a relationship based only on dreaming or fantasy. It's a very earthy, very tangible bit of love. And the other outcome's the Ace of Wands, okay, which is that burst of passion, the burst of being very attracted to someone. And you've got 3 cards with the same energy, okay? Might be an earth sign person, could be, I'm not sure. So your best path to follow is the Seven of Pentacles. It's but a non-action card, guys. Now I'm telling everyone really not to do much in Venus retrograde, especially because it's in Scorpio. It's about letting go in order to move forward. So we move forward at the end of the month, the Ace of Wands. But really now, it's more about reorganization, reflecting, redesigning how you live your life. So you're living your life much in a way that makes you happy, which is really, we are here to be happy. Because in your ego power, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. So again, there's a lot of focus in getting that 7 to the 8, creating life of meaning, finding your craft, just getting more solid foundations under your feet in order to move forward, okay? Now, your hopes and fears are the Magician card. It's almost like, Capricorn, you're scared of your own power, okay? That's one way to look at it. Or there's someone that you like that's, you think is some sort of magician type person. I'm sort of laughing actually a little bit, sorry. But it's almost like you're scared to birth new beginnings. Because the Magician has the 4 aces, so he has the power to create a life that he wants. Now, believe it or not, we do have that power. But boy, it's only granted after an awful lot of hard work. And I'm far from there. But we get the Magician's power when we become open to it. Yeah, look, he brings it into him. So the power isn't of him, it comes through him. But there's a little bit of fear of you opening yourself up to this, to being all that you can be, to moving through the past and into the possibilities of the future. Because look, the Ace of Wands is, this can be birthing a whole new relationship, by the way, very passionate relationship. This is the Yes card, yeah. It's also an action card because we need to act to change our lives. You know, it doesn't matter what, it's an action-based universe. And if we want something to happen, it's the action that we need to bring forward. We need to do other things, but we particularly need to make a move, okay? You got 2 aces here, the Ace of Discs as well. This might be you going after a new job or birthing a new chapter in an existing relationship maybe. Because for you who are already in an existing relationship, it looks to me really, really strong foundations here. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, and the 7 and the 8. So pretty stable, pretty secure, if that's what you want, okay? For others of you, there's someone here who's really got your attention. I think some of you might be quite frightened of this attraction, basically. But it's there. And what you need to do is take care of your foundations before you even consider going forward. That's sort of what I am picking up, yeah, by the book. This is about being straightforward and real for you. If this is a new attraction, you need to take care of where you're at before you go forward, okay? Now, most people are getting the same message in this. Venus retrograde in Scorpio, literally, we'll all be reaping what we've sown. So if you want a good life, you've got to act that way, okay? No judgment, but that's just the way the universe works. But there's definitely a very strong physical draw to someone. I can't see any problems in an existing relationship for you's lot that are really happy and content. Boundaries are strong. There's a lot of sort of sensual expression, a lot of time spent together in a lot of ease and a lot of comfort. and the energy seems to be going into making that bond stronger and more solid. Okay, but for some of you, there's something else being birthed here. I think it might be a relationship that you're quite nervous of. Maybe you find the person quite powerful, and you're a little bit nervous of what this bond means to you. I'm actually asking, why are you scared of the Magician? And the Two of Cups came up with it, and the Lover's card. Okay, some of you are drawn to some sort of sorcerer, some sort of yeah, what to say with this reading here. This is hugely powerful, and the fact that the Wheel of Fortune showed up as well is, for some of you, someone has maybe just appeared in your life. Okay, you didn't look for it, you didn't search for it. That is always divine intervention, guys. Okay, it just appears. What we search for tends to not be quite what we're looking for. Very, very complicated, the different layers of relationships. But I think for some of you, something might have just arrived on your doorstep. It might be at work with all these pentacles. You're quite nervous about this connection, Capricorn. And you know what? I'd be quite nervous of that power. That is a powerful bond, that combination of cards. And I can understand and you have to be straightforward here. Yeah, especially if you're dealing, some of you are actually dealing with the fact that someone has just appeared on the scene within your life. You weren't searching for it, and they've probably got quite a strong hypnotic spell on you by the looks of it. And you know, yeah, not much else to say. Those in an existing relationship, everything's just looking really stable, really good. There might be a little bit of fear about the intensity of the connection, but that's okay. Fear is part of life's journey. It generally means there's growth taking place. And if it's too overwhelming, you take a step back and take one step at a time and slow the whole process down, okay? Anyhow, Capricorn, I'll be back next week. Loads of love. Bye.